Okay, so let's take a look at multiplying polynomials. Now, for this video, we're going to be looking at multiplying two binomials. And we're going to be using box method. Now, the great thing about box method is it's very useful for multiplying two binomials or a trinomial and a binomial. You can use it almost infinitely. But today we're going to take a look at multiplying this example here, x plus 2 and x minus 3. And we want to know what that's going to look like when we multiply it together. So in order to use the box, we need to go ahead and create a box. Now these are two binomials, which means there's two terms in each. So we need a box that is 2 terms wide and 2 terms high. We're going to put one of the binomials on top here. So let's choose the first one, this x plus 2. So across the top, I'm going to write x plus 2. Now it's important to keep your signs so you know what you're actually multiplying together. And down the side, we're going to write this second binomial. That's x minus 3. Again, make sure you take your sign with it so you know that that's a negative 3 there. And to actually do the multiplying, to get what goes inside each one of these little boxes, we're going to multiply the two terms, the one above it and the one to the left, to get what goes in here. So let's go ahead and find out what's going to go inside this box here. Now we're going to multiply to get this box, the top one, x, and the one to the left, x. And x times x is going to give us x squared. Okay. I also like to keep the signs inside the box too. Since we're multiplying a positive and a positive, this is going to be positive. All right, let's work on the second box here. In order to get this box, we need to multiply what's above it, positive 2, and what's to the left, positive x. Okay, and that's going to give us a positive 2x. Okay, now let's work on the bottom two. Right here, I'm going to multiply this positive x and this negative 3. And that's going to give me negative 3x. And to get this last box, we're going to multiply this top term, positive 2, and this left term, negative 3. Positive 2 times negative 3 is a negative 6. Now the next step, in order to do this multiplication, we need to write down in a polynomial all the terms inside this box, all of them. So we're going to start with the first term, the first one we multiplied, the x squared, and that is a positive. Then we're going to put the second term, or plus 2x, and then the third term, minus 3x, and the last term, minus 6. Now, we're almost there, but we're not quite done yet. There's an extra step we can do here, and you'll see that this happens anytime you multiply two binomials. You'll get two terms that are like terms. They'll combine. Because these two terms both have an x to no power, or the power of 1, okay, we can actually combine these two terms. And so let's go ahead and do that. Positive 2x minus 3x is going to give us a negative 1x. Okay, and we'll just carry down these other terms that we didn't use. And that's going to be the final answer. Now we don't really need this 1 here. That's just to show me what the answer, what the actual addition, this combining is. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the final answer without the 1. It's going to be x squared minus x minus 6. And that's going to be my final answer. Okay. Now you're not always going to run into two binomials where the first term is just an x. Sometimes it'll be 5x or 4x or 3x. So let's look at one of those. Okay. How about we multiply the two binomials 2x plus 3 and 3x plus 2. Okay. Now again, this is two binomials, two-termed polynomials. Okay, there's the first binomial, 2 terms, and here's the second one, 2 terms. So we're going to need a box that is 2 high, and 2 over. Okay, so here's my box. Okay, now again, remember we're going to write the first binomial across the top here. That's a positive 2x and positive 3. And we're going to write the second binomial down the side here. Okay, and that's going to be a positive 3x and a positive 2. And again, to get the term that's going to go inside this top left box, we're going to multiply the term above it and the term to the left. So 2x times 3x is going to be 6x squared. How do I know that? Well, I multiply the two numbers. What's 2 times 3? I know that's going to be 6, and since they're both positive, we'll get a positive here. And x times x, that's a power rule. It's going to be x squared. Okay, now to get the term that's going to go inside this box here, we're going to want to multiply this positive 3 above it and the positive 3x to the left. So 3 times 3, that's positive 9. And don't forget about this x term here, positive 9x. And then here we're going to multiply positive 2x and positive 2. 2 times 2 is positive 4. And then don't forget the x, it's got to be there too. Last box here, I'm going to multiply positive 3 and positive 2. That's going to yield a positive 6. Okay, remember the second step after you've done all these inner boxes is to actually write the terms out. So let's start with the x squared term. 6x squared plus 9x plus 4x plus 6. Okay, and again, we run into the same type of thing where you can combine two of these like terms here. The two terms that just have an x, okay? There's no x squared, right? They have the same exponent, exponent of 1. So we're going to combine those terms. 9 plus 4 is 13x, and then carry down the two terms we didn't change. It's 6x squared. This 13 is positive, and then plus 6. And that'll be my final answer. Now, I stated that multiplying polynomials is easily used when you're multiplying two binomials or even a trinomial or binomial. So let's take a look at one of those. Okay, what if we're multiplying, let's see, x minus 2 and x squared plus 2x plus 3. So here, we're going to need not 4 boxes, but 6. Okay, remember, our box has to be 2 across and 3 high. So we're going to go and create the box. Okay, so there's our box. And across the top here, I'm going to write the first term. That's positive x and negative 2. And then down the side, I'm going to write all these 3 terms. Okay, I'm going to write this trinomial, and it's positive x squared. Right here we have a positive 2x. And then right here, I've got a positive 3. So now I'm going to go ahead and start multiplying inside. And to get this box, I multiply what's above it and the term to the left. So x squared times x, that's a power rule, and it's going to be x cubed. Here, negative 2 times x squared is going to be negative 2x squared. Ooh, don't forget the sign. Okay. Here, positive 2x times positive x is going to be positive 2x squared. Negative 2 times a positive 2x is going to be negative 4x. And then a positive 3 times x, that's going to give me positive 3x. And positive 3 times negative 2 is going to give me in this very last box a negative 6. Now the steps are exactly the same. I'm going to write down everything inside this box here. So let's start with the first one up here at the top left. That's positive x cubed. And then the next one, minus 2x squared. Then the second row, first column, plus 2x squared, all right, and then minus 4x plus 3x minus 6. Now we run into a bit of a different situation here. We actually have two sets of like terms that will combine. These two with the same exponent, and these two with the same exponent. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine those. Negative 2x squared plus 2x squared, well, that's easy. That's going to come out to 0x squared, right? Those are going to cancel. And then over here, negative 4x plus 3x, that's going to be at negative 1x. Now I'm going to go ahead and write down the terms that I didn't change. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and compress it. Now remember, this 0x squared, that term's going to cancel, so we don't really need that at all. And then right here, this negative 1x, we don't really need this 1 here. It's just a placeholder. So we're going to rewrite that without the 1. And you're going to get x cubed minus x minus 6. And there's our multiplication.